You know when you're in an argument and the other person's being so passive aggressive, it makes you want to pull your hair out? Or you know when you're running late to an event and you forget something at home and you just about to throw your phone on the ground? Or how many of you know if there was a time you actually studied for a test? You studied the whole night, you get the test back, and it's a 70%. I'm not sure about any of you, but if I experience one of these, I nearly go insane. Today I'm going to cover the reason why we, as humans, get mad because of something or someone, and why certain negative aspects of our life have an effect on it. With anger, sometimes you don't have the ability to control it. This is problematic because it can lead you to saying or doing things you didn't mean to. With anger, it's important to understand how to control and express it in a neutral manner. This is easier said than done. Anger is a sensitive emotion, and it's not easily understood by others in a certain moment. When you're angry and you don't even know why, it's nearly impossible to control it. And the ways you can control it is by limiting your social media use, trying to understand others' points of view, and learning how to understand your own stress. The concept of anger, from how it's triggered and what influences it, to the challenge of controlling and expressing it constructively, is understanding its sensitivity and the causes for it. Just like happiness, anger is usually a result of certain circumstances. Aspects of your life that might have an influence on anger could be excessive social media use, an inability to express and communicate your emotions, and an overestimated, unrealistic expectation of your abilities. An inability to express your inner emotions is another fragile. An excessive amount of social media and being chronically online statistically raises anger levels through emotionally charged posts and an overexpression of personal beliefs. Being overstimulated online with other people's personal lives has the ability to lead to a fear of missing out or FOMO. FOMO is commonly associated with either getting angry that you maybe were not invited to something, or sad you can experience the same thing as everyone else. Now, not being invited to something is not a fun experience, and I'm sure most of us have experienced it in some way. But by overviewing and experiencing the same feeling leads to a suppression of feelings, ultimately resulting in bottled up emotions. An inability to express and communicate your emotions is another fragile topic, as there are multiple reasons why someone cannot show their feelings. Reasons can vary from upbringing, trauma, etc. But the reason I'm going to focus on is the fear of rejection or judgment. As I've experienced similar emotions in few situations where I was unable to express myself in an understanding way, such as the time where I didn't know how to spell Mississippi in the 7th grade, and I threw an eraser at my friend because he kept laughing at me for getting so red. In a situation like this, an outburst is difficult to redeem yourself from. The reason I say this is because some people might fear appearing vulnerable to others in a certain moment. This can result in pent-up aggression. An unrealistic expectation of your own abilities, whether it resides in sports, academics, hobbies, or whatever it may be, can lead to a buildup of overly suppressed emotions. When constantly comparing yourself or even being compared to others, it's likely to have a negative impact on your beliefs about yourself. While doing some research, I came across an article stating that too much comparison leads to unhappiness and low self-esteem. I found this quote interesting because of how true it actually is. How many people have played or have played a sport? While doing a sport, have you wondered why you can be as good as your friend, get the best times, or even be the coach's favorite? All these questions that you may or may not have asked yourself is an underlying issue in your own self-confidence. Now, over the years, as we get older, we become more dependent on others' validation. This leads to an excessive amount of self-doubt. This self-doubt can lead to a significant issue, a strong irritation towards people who don't deserve it. This fact can affect relationships and our own perception of ourselves. Now, there's only a handful of ways you can control your anger effectively. This is a difficult part about reducing anger towards other people. But addressing that you do spend an excessive amount of time online, you do compare yourself, and you do crave validation from others, is one of the many ways that you can reduce your anger effectively. So please don't spend your time moping around the internet because you don't have anything else to do. Instead, try something new and exciting. So please avoid relentlessly needing someone else's acceptance, because none of those will get you anywhere.